The diagnosis of cancer can be one of the most terrifying experiences of your life. There's a fear of death and suffering, but also the fear of the various different therapies, including chemotherapy, radiation therapy, and surgery, and their associated side effects. Emotional freedom techniques or EFT tapping can be a useful way of helping you cope with the stress of that diagnosis and setting you up for the best possible outcome. We're going to combine EFT with color breathing, therapeutic shaking, and self-hypnosis and visualization and imagery. To start, we're going to use a setup phrase, which for the purposes of this video will be, even though I'm terrified by my cancer diagnosis, I deeply and completely accept myself. We're going to say that phrase 3 times while rubbing on the sore spot, which you find by going to the middle of your collarbone, down onto your ribs. In the intercostal muscles, there'll be an achy spot. Just find a tender spot on either side and just put the other hand down and go, even though I'm terrified by my cancer diagnosis, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm terrified by my cancer diagnosis, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm terrified by my cancer diagnosis, I deeply and completely accept myself. Take a deep breath of your favorite healing color and breathe out a color associated with fear. And then we're going to start tapping using the second and third finger on your eyebrow point to begin. You tap 5 or 6 times, just long enough to say the middle of that phrase, which is terrified by my cancer diagnosis. And then you go to the side of your eye on the bone, terrified by my cancer diagnosis. Under your eye, terrified by my cancer diagnosis. Under your nose, terrified by my cancer diagnosis. On your chin, terrified by my cancer diagnosis. On your collarbone, bump, terrified by my cancer diagnosis. Under your arm, terrified by my cancer diagnosis. And on the lowest ribs you can find, below your breast, terrified by my cancer diagnosis. Top of your head, terrified by my cancer diagnosis. Another deep breath in and out with your favorite color going in and fear color going out. And now we're going to switch to the authorize step, which is to express all those fears that we're worried about. So start with the same phrase on the other side. Terrified by my cancer diagnosis. Side of your eye. I'm afraid I'm going to die prematurely. And before I die, I'm going to suffer. Under your eye. And under your nose, I'm going to leave my family behind and abandon them. I might face scary side effects of chemotherapy. I might have disfiguring surgery. And I also might have to deal with difficult radiation therapy. And I might be disfigured, and all my worst fears might come true. Deep breath in and out. And we're going to switch sides. We're going to go back to the neutralize step, which is to go back and forth and have a little argument with yourself about the various issues you're dealing with. So start with terrified by my cancer diagnosis. Side of your eye. I'm using it to motivate me to change my life. But what if that's not enough to help me heal? Well, I need to set the intention to get through this as easily as possible. It sounds like a very difficult journey to go on. But I'm starting a hero's journey myself now, and I'm going to trust that I'll be guided. But I've heard so many horror stories from other people. Well, that doesn't have to apply to me. I'm curious to see how I'll be guided through this process. Deep breath in and out. Now we're going to switch to what you really want. So I want emotional freedom now on the eyebrow point. Side of your eye. I want to be guided by my intuition. I'm intending to find the right doctors and healthcare professionals to support me. I'm going to communicate effectively with my family members about what I'm going through. And I'm going to make wise choices about my types of therapy. And I will attract just the right professionals to assist me. And I will let go of my ultimate fears. And I'm going to trust the process. And I'm going to enjoy transforming myself while I heal my cancer. Deep breath in and out. And just keep your eyes closed now and breathe in and out with your favorite color flooding through your body. And feel that color going down your arms. When it comes out your fingers, shake your fingers down by your side. Let it go down your legs, into your toes, wiggle your toes, stomp your feet, whatever you need to do to hit the reset button on your body and let all the fear drain into the ground. Once you've shaken out whatever you need to shake out, let yourself settle down. Scan your body to see if there's any place where the fear is still stuck. And check in. Is there anywhere that is attracting your attention with maybe a fearful color or a message from your body? Tune into that area. And then send your favorite color down, wash through that area to transform it. Once you've done that, then go to your favorite healing place out in nature, someplace like a vacation spot. And go there with all your senses. And when you're looking around in that place, look down on the ground for a healing object you can find on the ground. Pick up the first random object you see, hold it in your hand, and allow any of the fear you still have to drain into that object. It'll be turned into compost and recycled when you send it back to the earth any way you want. Now, once you've accomplished that, then invite a healing spirit guide to come visit you at your place. Either an ancestor, an angel, or a spirit animal. Take the first one who volunteers. Ask them for some advice on how to go on this healing journey for your cancer. See if they have some words of wisdom for you moving forward. Thank them for any advice they offer, and then get in a time machine and go back into the past, long before your cancer diagnosis, when you were feeling the most healthy you've ever been in your life. Go back to a peak period during your life and tune into that feeling of being alive in your body and being emotionally balanced. Whenever that was, tune into it. See yourself in that scene as if someone took a picture of you in that scene and put a picture frame around it with a specific color that reminds you of that feeling of well-being. Put that picture frame around it, put that picture up on your memory wall, and breathe that color into your body anywhere it needs to go. Then get back in your time machine and go to the recent past when you just had the diagnosis. And think about, is there anything you would have done differently to rewrite that scene? Not change the diagnosis, but to change the way you initially reacted to it. That would have been more empowering for you and might have begun to create a relationship with your healthcare professionals that's going to empower you moving forward. So think about rewriting that scene to some degree to your satisfaction. Then go ahead and project yourself into the future. See yourself making wise decisions about your course of therapy and entering into it with a bold attitude of positive thinking and successful outcomes. So see yourself entering into this process of treatment with confidence that you're going to come out the other side and have grown as a person and have learned whatever you're supposed to learn from this journey. So see yourself in that new future self picture, put a frame around that with a specific color about how you want to feel going forward. So put that color around that picture frame, breathe that color into your body. Take a deep breath of that color and then stretch and come on back. And we'll just do one more thing to get you back into that future reference frame. And that's 3 steps, 3 simple steps for self-hypnosis. Thumb and finger squeeze together, take a deep breath, and open your eyes wide and hold it just for a few seconds. And then when you're ready, let your hand relax, close your eyes, blow the breath out, and go into that future picture frame, seeing yourself successfully choosing your path to healing. And then stretch and come on back from that. And then check in with the phrase, I'm terrified by my cancer diagnosis. See if that's shifted in any way, and then you can always listen to this recording and video over again as many times as you need to while you're coping with this stress of this diagnosis. I'm planning on making some future videos about fears about cancer therapy and also about choosing alternative holistic approaches as well. So stay tuned for those. In the meantime, check my website, larryburk.com or letmagichappen.com, where I have YouTube videos posted on a number of other topics, from pain to eating disorders to sinusitis. There's a whole variety of different things that might be useful to you. There's also blogs and TEDx videos and a couple books that I wrote as well. And so trust your intuition that will guide you to the best healing path. And we'll see you at the next video.